All right, here inside City Boxing with Jessie Vargas. First of all, Jessie, got this big fight just announced, you and Adrien Broner. Tell us how that came about.
That's right. Well, the fight was offered to me and I accepted it. I saw it as a great entertaining matchup for the fans, a great fight for us. You know, when it comes to styles, I think that we can perform and give the fans a great fight that night, April 21st, and everyone should tune in on Showtime at the Barclays Center on Showtime. Don't remember that.
First time out there at Barclays Center, right? What's going to be like fighting in that arena?
First time. I mean, I've been out there on the East Coast a couple of times, and I've had very great results. And for that reason, I'm excited. You know, I love the East Coast. People out there are very friendly, and I got a big fan base out there. And it's going to be nice to see the stadium filled with Vargas fans and Broner fans. But at the end of the day, we're going to have a good night of boxing. Broner's going to come and try and make a statement. I'm going to come and make a statement. And you know, I'm gonna just perform for the fans. You know, we have Mike McCallum now in my corner, which I'm very happy with. We first started the first fight that we had together was December 15th against Aaron Herrera, and it went spectacular. And now we're looking for bigger and better things. Now we have more time working together, so we understand each other better. And I have gotten down a lot of things that Mike has to show and that has been showing. You know, we're speeding up the process. So there's a lot of new things that you're going to see in this next fight that, I mean, it's the same Jessie Vargas that always comes to entertain, but just more technical, a few other I guess you can say, killer moves that Mike McCallum used to had back in his time. And as you know, he was a 4-time world champion, and you don't get there without having to put in the work and without being a great fighter. And I'm looking forward to what I have to show April 21st. But at the end of the day, over everything, I assure my fans, I assure all the fans that will be tuning in on April 21st, whether you root for Broner or for me, you're going to have a good night. You're going to have a fun night. Come out, purchase your tickets, and it's going to be a great night of boxing. I assure you that.
And you're stealing my questions. I was going to ask you about the training situation. Last fight, Mike came in a little bit last-minute notice. You settled with him. Obviously, you must be happy with the results there going forward. How does it, you know, how does it work with him for I guess still not a full training camp because it's still a bit short notice for your fight, but what's it like getting to know him better?
It has been on short notice, but nothing to really, you know, be bothered about. It's just enough time to be prepared for a 12-round fight, and it's the same time that I had when I was offered the Saddam Ali fight, and everyone knows it was a great performance by me, you know, where I came out with a knockout victory, and this camp was just about the same distance before April 21st, the date of the fight. And we have just enough time to really work on things. You know, like I repeated earlier, Mike McCallum has showed me several things in this short amount of time. And the thing about me is that I like to gain as much knowledge as I can, as quickly as I can. I pay attention to a lot of things, and Mike is very good at reminding me and taking away some of the bad habits and adding several other new techniques to it. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very comfortable with the team that I have right now. You know, we come into the gym and I'm comfortable, I'm smiling, and you know what? Taking a few psychology classes in college helps a lot as well, man. Believe it or not. Not that it matters, but if any fighters are out there, it does help understand how the mind works and how you can use it to your advantage. And that's what I'm doing now. I just feel like a rejuvenated fighter. You know, looking forward to the best. As I said before, this is the second part of my career, and the second's always a better part because you're more experienced. You've gained a lot of knowledge around the sport. And then I have Mike McCallum in my corner. I have my father, David Levy, you know, and I'm doing this great therapy, which is Sub-Zero Recovery here in Las Vegas, that has me feeling extraordinary every day in my workout. As you can see, they also bring out shirts every now and then. But definitely, you know, it's helping me out, making sure that I come back into training every day with all the energy that I need to perform well.
Well, speaking of psychology, anybody that fights Adrien Broner knows he's going to come with his mouth, you know, before the fight. So how have you prepared yourself to deal with the things that he's going to say about you?
You know, I hope those classes help in that point. You know, I'm going to try and keep my composure, keep my cool. You know what? I know I bumped into Adrien before. We spoke briefly, just said hello. But I hope that he doesn't bring any of that nonsense. It's really not needed. I think that the fight alone is getting a lot of attention. He doesn't need any more, but I mean, Adrien Broner is Adrien Broner, and if he wants to cause a problem, then we will resolve it.
All right, well, what's your relationship with him? Because, most guys, he really does go in talking a lot of trash. John Molina was one exception. He actually liked him, so the trash talk there was a little limited. But do you expect him to be more respectful to you, or do you expect him to come out?
You know what, man? The way I see things is expect the unexpected. Always be ready for whatever comes to you. If he wants to get dirty and nasty, I'll know exactly how to resolve the problem. It's not an issue for me. I've been there, done that. Believe it or not, I also came from the rough streets, so I know how it is. And I'll be ready for whatever comes to me.
So you can be talking a little bit back to him then?
I hope not. I try to be respectful with each and every one of my opponents. I think that he deserves respect, such as I do. He's a 4-time world champion, and I hope that he carries himself in the same fashion. But we'll find out. We have a press conference this Saturday night in El Paso. Or actually, we might just see each other. I'm not sure if it's a press conference, but we might just bump into each other. We'll find out then and there.
The one thing anytime Adrien Broner fights, everybody wants to say is, well, it depends on which Adrien Broner shows up. Which Broner do you hope shows up, and does it matter anyway for you?
You know what, man? He's a talented fighter. No matter what people want to say about him, you can say that. I mean, of course, every fighter needs to prepare himself properly to perform well. I believe that he prepared himself well against Garcia. He just was a little hesitant. But either way, if he wants to be hesitant or he wants to counterpunch, he wants to attack, we'll be ready for anything that comes to us. But I think that no matter what, he deserves respect. He's a talented fighter. He's a 4-division champion for a reason. But I'm still looking forward to defeating Adrien Broner and coming out on top with a great victory. And from there, we'll see. But, I mean, look, it's like this. You have to give Broner some credit because he took a fight that even Keith Thurman wanted that turned down. Keith Thurman turned down the fight against me, and Broner took up the fight. And, of course, it was at a catch weight, where he felt comfortable and I felt was acceptable as well, 144 pounds, which shouldn't be an issue. I just got to tell my buddy David here to stop taking me to tacos and hamburgers, but we should be able to make the weight. But I mean, it was something that we agreed upon. I thought it was fair on both ends. But credit to him for taking up the fight. We all know it's going to be a tough fight, but we're looking forward to giving the fans what they want to see, entertainment.
Finally, you mentioned Keith Thurman. That 147-pound division is super deep with Spence, Thurman, Porter. I mean, tons of guys there. Following the coming up short to Manny Pacquiao, had some time off, then came back in this last fight. Where do you see yourself in that division? Should you come out triumphantly in this fight?
Well, I am ranked top 3, top 4 in the WBC and in the world, and I'm amongst the best without a doubt. I've proven it. I've shown it, and the best thing about me is that I know that I'm here to entertain my fans, and that's the idea that I come in with, and it's never going to change. Now I just have more experience, and I have Mike McCallum to show me how to entertain them in a different way, which that is what I'm looking forward to. Entertaining them in a new fashion, in a way that with luxury, that old school technique, man. I'm looking forward to it. He has made a big difference, and I'm looking forward to this next fight. I mean, like no other. I feel that you're gonna see a new and improved Jessie Vargas, and all for your entertainment.
You got Mike McCallum there. So you've been, I think in the last fight you worked the body a little bit more than normal. So are you taking that page from his book?
Keep in mind that we only had a short amount of time to work in that camp. I believe it was 3.5 weeks, and you saw a big difference just in 3.5 weeks. A few body shots here and there, but I believe that you're going to see much more in this fight now that we have more time to work with each other, and you're gonna see big things and a big difference as well.
And then this last question, no longer with Top Rank with Al Heyman. How's that been going, and how does that affect you? Because everybody knows politics is king in boxing. It's not always what happens in the ring. So how's that affected you?
It's going terrific, man. I can't complain with the position that I'm in. I'm actually very happy. I have Guadalupe Valencia and Al Heyman on my side, and I couldn't have anyone better. I'm just very happy to be in the position that I'm in. Sky's the limit. I look forward to giving the fans great entertaining fights from now on, and thankfully all the fights can be made. We have a ton of welterweights that are up to fighting besides Keith Thurman. So we will we're gonna give the fans excitement in the next coming years. I hope that they enjoy it.
All right, and the very, very last question I forgot to ask you this. They keep talking about everybody's scared to fight Errol Spence. Nobody wants to call him out. Porter and Thurman and Garcia all talking about fighting each other, but no one wants to fight him. After this, is that someone you'd like to take on?
Sure, why not? I mean, it's once you're at this level, once you're in this position of being in the top 5 in the world, I mean, why would we say no? I'm willing to go up against anyone at any time, anywhere, and like I said, as soon as the Broner fight came to me, I accepted it without a problem, and then God willing, we come out victorious in this fight. We continue to move forward, and you know, it's all up to my advisors and Al Heyman, Guadalupe Valencia, to see who's next.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, and best of luck to you.
Everyone knows me. I've never ducked anyone. I've always been up. I mean, the minute that I became world champion, they offered me a unification fight in England against Kell Brook. I said, let's do it. It was all set to go. I signed off on my end, and then for some reason it was canceled. It's fine. And then after that, I mean, I came back to fight Manny Pacquiao. I mean, most guys after they capture a world title, they take up a tuna fight. It wasn't the case in my position. I said, let's bring on the top 5 guys in the world, and I actually went against the top 1 or 2, which is Pacquiao, and you know, we had a great fight together. You know, it was good for the fans. It was an entertaining matchup, and it was good for me because I gained a lot of knowledge. I gained a lot of experience in there. Whenever you're in front of a fighter such as Pacquiao, I mean, you take away some of his strengths and some of his weaknesses. And I mean, that night was a chess match between him and I. It was a close match, and the people know it. The people loved it. Just if you want to replay it, just don't listen to the audio. You know, sometimes that can be a little, you know, a little one-sided for certain reasons. You know, so you know, it's very ironic how that happens, but definitely, you know, all my fights are entertaining, and thank you for all the support, everyone tuning in. Buy your tickets, Brooklyn, New York, Barclays Center, April 21st, and if you can't make it out, tune in on Showtime Sports. It's going to be a great night of boxing. You don't want to miss out.